Today is August 8th, 2024. August 7th, 24. I was in Belden Village Mall. Okay, I go to walk in. Some lady and her little kids are walking out. Isn't that the one we're supposed to make fun of? I'm glad that mother said something, because when I was growing up, if you did something like that, you'd have a handprint across your face. Literally a handprint across your face. People didn't let... Since when do you let your children bully people? Okay? Mother said, don't you dare say a word. I talked to the police, and they said it was drug dealers doing it to her before, and they were harming her. Duh. They almost killed me. Okay? I go to walk in. There's two Muslim women. Hijabs, everything. Okay? Isn't that the one that the king had his people take care of? He found out they called him a terrorist. A young man walks up and said, my dad thinks that one guy from the case is extorting money from people. Yeah, you want him? 19, all kinds. And you need to listen to January 25th, 2019. When they show up, he may have got over $20,000 from that recruiter. In 19, even in the summer, they were saying that agent, every time I said something, he was putting $25 to $500 fines and telling people if they didn't pay it, he would arrest me. And we all know she don't have the money. People give it to him. That young kid told those women, those men they hired, they found out they even tortured her. Oh, they even crushed my skull in on 12/21/18, stabbed me in the neck, crushed my skull in it. The LPN said that it should have been fatal. It's by the grace of God am I still here. Almost shot me in the head driving. There's a shooting night. They killed others. All kinds of people were taken and sold. Pete's a modern day Jack the Ripper. Well, people run around making fun of me. It's a big drug scam. They keep telling everybody it's a drug scam from drug dealers that are selling people. They're selling them for sex slaves and to be murdered. Oh, and by the way, came from Texas. There was Muslim women up at Summit Mall about a month ago. They said you found out that hold on, that they called you a terrorist for having your people watch me. Well, Pete set you up to be listed a terrorist, not just a drug dealer. By the way, like that kid told those Muslim women, they found out they even tortured her, the men that they hired. They were blaming you for that, by the way. And it was one of his drug dealers that did it. Now, I told my sister in 21, they had said that they put a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird in stocking tapes. People were yelling weird with yourself. And they already confessed it was Photoshop. And they Photoshopped all their lies. She said, Karen, she said, only crazy occult people talk like that. Only crazy occult people would even involve themselves like stuff like that. Normal people don't even talk like that or participate. Only crazy occult people to yell such a vulgar and stupid thing. Well, it takes crazy occult people to Photoshop a shower scene. And they already confessed it was a shower scene. They framed me. They put clips together and made it a porn, March 1st to 3rd of 21. 6 to 10 at night. Then what you're describing is showering. Ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. Huh? Made my stomach bleed. I told you their tapes are so far altered. March 13, 21, I go into Mercy Medical. Okay. They told the lady there, our nurse there, the only thing they had me on was adjusting myself. The guy said, "That's sick." Said, "No, it's funny. She simply wiped off water with clothes on." With clothes on. He said, "That's sick." Said, "No, she just brushed it off." It's actually really funny. They didn't have anything else. Where they said they photoshopped everything in and out, they must have. Because the simple action of brushing something off, that's all they had. Okay? Then they started saying, after that, you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, look weird. Well, that's not wiping off water with clothes on and just brushing something off. Think about it. Just wipe something off. That's not wrong. Okay? My stomach, I have intestinal swelling from beating from my ex-husband during the case. I didn't answer my phone. They had already almost shot me driving, and they had driving in a slam dunk and swerve. So I didn't answer my phone. There's times I turn it off. He was so mad. I was walking up the stairs. He took my arm. He chicken winged it, pulled it completely behind me. My shoulder still tore up. Okay? Knocked me into a wood railing. Damaged my rib cage permanently. And took 2 fists at both times, hitting me several times in my stomach, caused permanent inflammation. With that permanent inflammation, the stress of people saying stuff like that, my stomach literally swelled up and I was pooping out blood. They had people show up and make fun of me for pooping out blood. Okay? I'd already been raped, tortured, bashed in the back of the head, human trafficked, almost shot in the head driving. There was a shooting night right before Christmas 18. They had killed 2. People were being taken and sold. It was horrifying. Stalkers coming at me in Walmart 62. I had 6 of them come at me. If I wouldn't, that agent wouldn't open a case and the undercover police weren't following me around, I would have been dead. Okay? You pull the case, like they said, her case, the way the agent opened it can never be closed. They can put you in another witness protection program. But until the FBI does that, you'll stay an informant for life. That's where the police said, we'll set it up that no one will ever legally touch her whole life after what those people did. It was the drug cartel running a big drug scam on me. How would you like to move out in a new home out in the country? Well, water, you don't have a water treatment system for it yet. It looks like poop water. Huh? Definitely can't drink or cook with it. But you have to shower and wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. By the 2nd week, you're getting dizzy, throwing up, thinking the well water is making you sick. Waking up with marks that look like injection marks and giant bruises. You're thinking it's killing you. Got a severe personal infection until you can't even go to the bathroom. Go out and work in your yard, and you'll be perfectly fine. Come in, wash your hands, make something to eat and drink, go in and use the bathroom. Wash your hands, take a drink in the room, go dizzy and black. Hours later, wake up so dizzy you can't hardly sit up. Throwing up, heart racing, giant bruises on you, and more infected. Going to the doctor, is it the well water killing me? And never see or talk to anybody. You want to talk about scary movie shit? Like they tell people, don't say a word to her. The man that did this to her, she's never met him. I want you to think of that. Some serial rapist, a Jack the Ripper, did this. He's selling women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. He's a modern day Jack the Ripper. He's preying on women in their home and children, innocent children used in the bathroom. I heard they sold my grandkids on porn sites. Me on porn sites. After they said, where they said, you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, you look weird. Well, I thought they put my head on somebody else's body, because March 1st or 3rd of 21, they said they put 2 clips together, made it a porn. It's not her, it's them. Then I got to thinking, what would you be doing? If you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. Well, I had that personal affection, and I thought, if you touch yourself, look weird, but not weird, you'd be putting yeast infection cream on, right? Or did I get undressing in the shower and I was washing? It's showering, isn't it? I walk outside to smoke. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at Bubba's Restaurant, 5-6 bed. We found a tape of those boys emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26, 22, the shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird. Eric confessed November 18th, 22. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn on her, and they fell for it. Ha 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 ha. June 7th, 23. They make fun of FBI agent John. Lighthouse Tabernacle on the cartel. FBI agent John fell for the Stana tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for it. It was only a stunt. Heavy drug being raped, photoshopped in a sextortion and a racketeering act by drug dealers that were hired by an occult to harm somebody they don't like. And they sent and mocked that agent publicly, sold videos of it. I want you to think about that. Get an idea? From the beginning of the case, the first month, some old man walked up to me. I woke up with another bruise, throwing up at Woodforest in front of all the undercover police. For every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn it on you. I'm like, who are you? You try to leave Dave, I'll list you a child molester. I'm like, who are you? You know that bruise on your leg? It was half the size of a lemon. I'm like, yeah, and it's way up on my thigh. I use sodium pentothal on you. Sodium pentothal is a lethal outlaw drug you actually lie under. It's an anesthetic they used in surgeries. You'll admit to anything. Research your lies. And it's been outlawed in the country in years. Then said, you know what you told me? I'd never seen him before. He broke in my house and stabbed me in my sleep. That's attempted murder, kidnapping, racketeering, drugs, rape. Human trafficking. That old man was leaving marks on me and harming me. Said something about a wrong nightgown and bending over improperly and them accidentally seeing my butt, and I tried to leave Dave. He'll list me a child molester for that. Had Dave verify they only made fun of the back of my knees once, and I had a grandma nightgown, underwear, and a house coat on. For the worst thing you ever did wrong, honey. It's bend over improperly. We can wipe that one out. There's nothing to wipe out. They only seen the back of my knees. They told Edith Oakland apartment December 9th, 21, 4 p.m. All the tapes before were them and not her. It's just a group of men doing crimes down here to see if someone will stop him. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. They always knew the tapes before were them and not me, so they never said a word. Okay? There was an African-American lady, November 1st to 3rd of 21, that everything was them and not me, and she's telling people in Save-A-Lot not to say anything on Whipple. They told my one client, Navarre, her next-door neighbor in the White House, that Pete ordered everything to be drugged, photoshopped, and made up on me. She told the Canton FBI in 21. They admitted a frame of me March 24th, 22. May 25th, 21, 6 p.m. Wendy's in Louisville. Of the church people breaking in before drugging me, telling me say weirdo molester stuff. 8/9/21, the apartment building for me, second close to the fence. A lady and little girls live there. They were outside talking about it. 4 or 5 neighbors did. A police reported being drugged and told to say it before. 1295 Fairlawn, a little white lady screamed at him. Talked to several people in 21. January 19th, 22, Department of Disability, 11 o'clock in the morning. They told them I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, a Latino man in Burlington Coat Factory with his girlfriend admitted he drugged me first and told me to say it. An investigator from Ravenna followed me back to my client's house. I seen her out today. Found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. People were screaming it on the streets of Canton. In May this year, on a Sunday morning, I was in Myers in North Main. A lady came in and I talked to the police that work her case. They said it's ridiculous for anybody to insult her. She almost died to save children. And they already knew their whole backup plan were those stalking tapes, where they knew that Weird With Yourself was a shower scene of washing and it was photoshopped. They knew that they had drugged her and told her to say it before they could tell. And it was a backup plan to extort money or things out of her if she didn't die. And they always knew that. Dave hired a drug dealer to run a drug scam if I didn't die. January 25th, 2019. I told you. I came down to pay a payday loan. I got money at Woodforest. There was riffraff saying stuff. I went to pay. My shoulders tore up from the beating from that idiot. I went to pay the payday loan and a man let the door fly and I caught it with my wrong arm and it hurt. I went out to the mall because I was waiting for Dave to show up. Okay? And there was 30, 40 men calling me names and harassing me. Sarah, my one witness that I told that agent about. I had left his number in a card before we went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton before I even talked to him, where he left it in a voicemail. I said, will you call him? I'm scared. I go to leave. Those men said she's got an FBI agent that protects her. I go back in and I tell Sarah to stay out of it. I was afraid they'd harm her. I go down to my daughter-in-law Dixie's, the big truck guys from the cartel are at the end of the road. Well, on the gunshot night right before Christmas 18, they said they were going to come back up and kill me. I get in the house and I'm scared to death. My shoulder is killing me. And I get in a hot tub and Dave's running around like a chicken, like with his head cut off, thinking they're going to show up and kill me while he's there. I get out of the tub. I get in bed and I hear banging on the door. Hey, the police already knew she was innocent and innocent before. They were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing this guy out from a team and said, if she's innocent, I'll pay a fine or bail. Said, no, the police already knew she was innocent and innocent before. And they never want to arrest her. They knew somebody else did something wrong before. Dave hired a drug dealer to run a drug scam. He was to be arrested. Having me harmed like that and exploited. It's racketeering. Okay? Said that guy that was bailing this guy out from a team, they said that agent was trying to put a fine on her so big that she couldn't afford to pay it. And he offered to pay it. No man, he was going to put a fine on her for saying something about the FBI being involved. And the police said they couldn't do it. He may have extorted over $20,000 out of that recruiter. Okay? I want you to think about that. Said he'd pay it. And no man's to ever say a word. He can't tell anybody, they can't say anything. After that, they started talking about, well, it's a big 4-day loophole that agent created, where they keep saying what that agent did. What is a 4-day loophole? from where she called the FBI hotline. It took him 4 days to talk to her. In the meantime, he went around meeting with everyone, telling everyone that she called the FBI. Witnessed by the police telling on her for calling the FBI for help. And then on a recorded line, admits he met with everyone, told on her for calling the FBI, bullies her, then lists her informant, and then threatens her. But it goes all back to that loophole. He went and told everyone she called the FBI first, and he met with everyone. He told on a victim calling for help. It's an endless loophole that always goes back to him, that he told on a victim calling for help, and she got sunk into an endless depth of a loophole. They could never legally drop her after what that agent did. He told on a victim for calling for help. If you want him extorting money, in 19, they said that he was putting fines every time that I would say something, telling people, we all know she can't afford to pay it, $25, $250, $500, extorted all kinds of money out of people. There's a freedom of speech. That's where my friend from the prosecutor's office. That agent cannot talk to you like that. He cannot bully you. He can't even ask you to stay quiet. He's only a higher police officer. It takes a judge and a jury trial to put a gag order on you. Informants are different. You stay yourself and you feed them information. You're actually in one of the witness protection programs. One of the many. You can tell whoever you want, and it's who you feel comfortable telling. And he can never open his mouth to you. He's only a higher police officer. It takes a judge. And no sitting judge would take your freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. The Department of Justice or the state would put him in jail. Criminal attorney and sheriff's out of this area, the same thing. And the police know they can't go along with him bullying you into false statements and for trying to take your freedom of speech away. You can tell whoever you want. And he cannot withhold your money. It's for working the case and only for working the case. He stole possibly $10 million and at least $360,000. Than whatever he's extorted out of people. Where they keep saying it's that idiot stealing her money. It's Agent John stealing my money.